My name is Mark Wu. I'm a Tableau server admin. I'm a Tableau customer. I'm not a partner of Tableau, but I'm a fan of Tableau. I do a lot of server side of things. People know me. I spend a lot of my time to validate all the permissions for every single release. And I do find something from time to time. For the metrics, also I found something I really did not quite like. I want to share with you. Make sure that when we adopt metrics, so we can avoid the potential chaoses. Of course, I love metrics because it's simple, easy, quick, KPI available on the phone, anywhere. It's beautiful. That's the marketing stuff. But what we are gonna do in this hour is I'm gonna show you how to create metrics, who can do it, and then dive into the relationship between metrics and the Tableau view. And then how you refresh the metrics on the server, and how to handle the error messages and so on, what the controls you have as admins for metrics on the server. And then I'll dive into metrics permission model, particularly the issue of cascading permissions. I say it's an issue. It is a feature. I think it's very important for all of us to understand how it works on the server. And then based on your situation, you can decide how to turn off metrics in different level, workbook level, project level, site level. And then I'll further give you the practical guide how you can really turn on metrics without potential chaos with permissions. And finally, the easy one, monitoring, and how to get the Postgres tables of those metrics. All right, let's dive into the demo right away. I know you want to see it. I know you want to see it. All right, go to the metrics. Make it noisy. My neighborhood is doing a garbage can today. All right, I'm on Tableau server. 2020.2. You have to upgrade to 2020.2 to see the metrics. You'll notice there's a new icon called metrics. I click the metrics. And then, let's say I'm going to create metrics. Okay. This is a chart that has multiple measures, as you can see. Average math, verbal, writing, and total. I'm going to call this as demo 1 metrics name. Because multiple measures, you can see there are multiple things you can based on to create your metrics. Which measure? There are multiple measures available. In this case, we just do a math, for example. Okay. And you have to choose a project. Again, creating metrics is actually the publishing process. You have to create a project you want to publish it to. If you don't have a project to publish it to, basically you cannot create metrics. Okay? Creating metrics is a publishing process. Once you have all of this, you can say create metrics, create. All right, quick, easy. Metrics, really quick, easy. Then the thing, if available, go to the metrics. I'm going to the metrics. Right away, bingo. That is a metrics, simple enough. On the right side shows who is owner and what is connected, the view and which project I'm publishing. And more important is what time it refreshed. And you click dot, 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 you will see, you can tag it, rename it, move to different projects. You can add permissions. Add permissions, important. You are able to control the permissions. You can add anybody. Okay, you can add anybody. Again, I repeat 3 times. You can add anyone to have the permission to see your metrics. Okay. Let's say I'm not going to add. I'm just to make it really make you think I can add anyone. All right. So this is a 1 metrics. I gave to anyone, all users in my site, to view my metrics. All right, I'm gonna log off. By the way, this is user, I'm using publisher one. Okay, I'm gonna log off publisher one. I'm gonna log on another user to see what I'm able to see. I'm supposed to see that matrix, right? I'm supposed to see that matrix. I go there. I'm gonna see matrix. Okay, should be a demo one. That's what we just did together. See, I'm able to see this matrix as a user. And I don't have a view, as this user does not have permission to the view. So I don't have the view permission. But doesn't matter, I got a number, I got a KPI number. All right. I'm going to log back, log off, okay. I'm gonna log on to publisher 2. Actually, that was the view owner. That was the workbook owner. This is Guy, okay. Now I'm the log on as owner of the workbook, okay. This is the workbook I shared with a few other users. I'm able to see, this is something new called connected metrics. I'm able to see there are 3 connected metrics based on my view. Okay, I'm a user of, make sure you know I'm this user. So this is my workbook. I'm able to see in the connect metrics tab, there are 3 metrics being attached to my view. I want to see who else has this demo 1, the permission. Actually, I cannot see it. I'll talk about this later on. I will talk about this later on. Think about, you can see the connected permissions. You can, you can see the connected metrics, but you don't know actually who is able to see this metrics. So when I click, the reason why is the matrix has separate owner, and the owner decides, the matrix owner decides who else has access to the matrix. All right, coming back to my slides. This is my quick demo. Who can create a matrix? I tried to find this from Tableau documents. I found it's very difficult, but I summarize here for you. Side rule has to be a publisher. And permission, you have to have a download full data permission enabled to be able to create a permission. Again, download full data. I'll come back multiple times with this. Third, you have to have a project publisher tool. Of course, number 4, it's hard for me to show you, but the workbook has to have embedded password, and also there's no user filter, no rule level security on the workbook. Only those 5 conditions are met, then you can create metrics. All right, just test your knowledge. What is entry point to create a matrix? Is a view. Can I do it from a customer view? Can I do it from a data source? You can do it from view, of course. You can also do it from a customer view. Cannot do it from data source. All right, move on, next one. Matrix, I showed you earlier, is independent objects, independent with the view. Although it is created from the view, but as soon as it is available, it is created already, it becomes independent from the view. It's more like your detached garage. It also means it has its own permissions, descriptions, owners, and so on. Okay, completely independent. What it really means as independent, I'm going to show you one more demo. What it really means independent. All right, I'm going here. I'm going to create another matrix. Okay, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to find workbook that I own. That's workbook. As a publisher tool. Let me see. Okay, publisher tool. I'm going to find this workbook. Okay, click the view again. It's based on view, right? Matrix has to be created based on view. I'm going to create a matrix based on this view. Create something. Okay, anything. I'm going to call it demo2. Doesn't matter. I just gave a name. Again, publish here. Choose this project. Create. Now the matrix is created already, called demo2. Go to matrix. Remember this name, demo2. That's a matrix I created. I come back, I can see the connected view, okay? And this is owned by me. I'm going to delete this workbook. I'm going to delete this workbook. Workbook is deleted. I had connected matrix. What happens with my matrix? I want to see it. The matrix called demo2. See that? The matrix is still there. Although the view is deleted, the workbook is gone from server. Imagine over time, after you turn on the matrix, people publishing workbooks, deleted workbooks, archiving workbooks, over time, you may have a lot of junk matrix sitting on the server. I do not like this, to be honest with you. So it's independent object as matrix means that it's detached from the view, although it is created from the view. It has separate permission. Again, test your memory, test your understanding. What happens if the view is deleted? Matrix stays. The matrix stays. I really did not quite like this. I think I may have to write my own scripts to delete the orphan matrix. I create an idea. If you are with me, feel free. I'm asking you to vote for this idea, right? This may not be a problem for you, okay? I know that those things may happen to some customers. Other customers may not care. All right, let's talk about refresh. Matrix refresh. Why matrix render so quick instantly? Because it just gets very tiny data and refreshes. If the view is a live connection, the matrix refresh hourly. If the view uses extracts on the server, very nicely designed, after each extracts refresh, the view gets refreshed automatically. There is a separate background jobs on the server. Take care of this. Now think about the live connection. This is a very good design, by the way. Think about live connection workbook. You got the matrix, changes only hourly, and you got a live connection from your dashboard on the server. And if your data source data changes very frequently, let's say every 5 minutes, you will find discrepancies between a dashboard, the view number versus matrix number. Just be aware, you will find discrepancies just because the matrix refreshes hourly. Matrix is not live to have better performance. All right, refresh always has different kind of errors. You will see all kind of error, those different error messages. Depends on, are you the owner of the matrix or you users of the matrix? All kind of errors possibly. I'll come down to 3 kind of things. One is the connected view is deleted. Of course, you cannot refresh. One is permission changed. You don't have permission to title the connected view. When I say you means the matrix owner. And they, of course, cannot refresh, or the password is not embedded anymore. or the workbook got changed, now has row level security and so on. So basically, tied to those many three things cause those different error messages you as admin will face later on. How to handle those errors? Okay, this is something I draw together to share with you. How you will handle those errors. That's just not bad design. I like this design as well by Tableau. Thank you, Tableau dev team, product team. If refresh has 10 failures in a row, no matter it's live or it's extracts, email will be sent out to the metrics owner automatically on the server, which is nice. And then when there are 175 failures in a row, which is over, little over 1 week for the hourly live metrics refresh. And then refresh will be suspended. Also, separate email, separate alert was sent to the owner. As admin, as a server admin specifically, actually, they gave us controls that we can change, we can configure those things hourly by default. You can change to any other minutes if you want. I would recommend to reduce this to 10 minutes, for example. Yeah, because it doesn't take a lot, to be honest with you, because it's tiny, metrics tiny. And you can change the email alert how often you want. You can change the suspend 1 week good enough, or you want to do shorter, quick, or longer. You can control those. You can find those from the documentation Tableau. All right, so far we covered about who can create the metrics. Basically, is a publisher. Is a publishing process. The relationship between the view and the metrics is more like detached. Okay, when the workbook, the view is gone, the metric stays. And refresh, there are a few things you can control. Now I'll come down to the permission. Permission is one thing I want to make sure everyone understands. And this one is a difficult one. I'm telling you, this one is a little my heartbroken. This is one I didn't quite like the way it is, but it is the way it is. And I also gave you a practical guide how I think we should deploy metrics on the server to avoid potential permission chaoses. All right, dive into permission. We talked about earlier, metrics is independent object. It has independent permission, which I showed you earlier. Okay, it has independent permission. Okay. I don't know if I need to show you one more. Basically, the path for the view is only gave to 3 people access. Maybe I'll show you one more. Just make sure. I'm just making sure the independent. I'll show you one more. Okay, making sure you're with me because this is critical to understand. Okay, I will find. Let's just go find, how about if I just find the metrics we created the first time, that's a demo 1 metrics, okay, demo 1. All right. The demo 1 matrix, as you can see, is based on this view called flight delay. Flight delays. This view is given only to 2 users. Only 2 users in the company have visibility of this data. Let's say this is a pretty secret data that I'm owner of this workbook. I only shared it with 2 more people. I feel comfortable making sure I don't give it to too many people. But unfortunately, one of them created a matrix called demo1. This matrix is one KPI based on my view. That matrix, demo1, I shared with you earlier, although I don't know who he gave to the permission. But when I log on to the publisher one, you notice, you saw already. Let me show you again. Okay. When I log on to publisher one, look for the matrix one, it actually was given to all users. Think about that. Again, I'm repeating myself, making sure you're with me for the permission casting challenge I'm facing here, called demo1. Okay, this demo1, who has permission? All users, all users. That is the independent permission behavior that matrix has, unlike subscriptions or data-driven alert. Both subscriptions and data-driven alert, the permissions are following exactly the workbook level permission or view level permission, but matrix is different. Matrix is very different. You may argue that ask data is also independent. I'm with you, but ask data start point is not a workbook, but data sources. Normally, we don't give published data sources access to a lot of people, only to very few trusted team members. But the workbook is different. Workbook you gave a lot of permission to a lot more other users. And the worst part is that as a workbook owner, actually you do not know who is a publisher. You gave access of your workbook, the view, to 10 people. Actually, you don't know out of those 10 who is a publisher. You have no way to tell on the server unless you ask this person. That makes things really harder. So I'm talking about, again, cascading permission challenge. I want to make sure everyone is fully aware. Although your view is given only to 2 or 3 people, but potentially the KPI out of view can be given to 20 other users, 500, even 5,000 other users. That is a cascading feature of Tableau metric. It's not only that. Actually, the worst part of this is that the workbook owner has no visibility on who has a matrix permission. That is one thing I really need help from Tableau to fix this. Normally, the workbook owner is data stored. If a data store even has no visibility on who actually got my data, for me, that's wrong. I know that may not be wrong for some of you. Okay, I do also have another idea I just created, I think last night, when I'm putting my thoughts together. If you think it makes sense to have the visibility of all the matrix permissions given to the workbook owner, help me to vote on this. Let me post this also on the chat. You may not care, which is fine. But for me, this is the biggest thing. Potential data access chaoses I can see in a large environment. Things may get out of control a little bit, but there's good news. The good news is that you are able to control if the workbook can have metrics created or not. Okay, the control is that if your workbook, your data is so sensitive, you want to make sure you have a full control about the permission, making sure no one else can see the KPI. You do not need to give the download full data permission at the workbook level. Turn that off. I think I'm going to show you. Maybe that's better. I'm going to show you. I did not show you earlier. Let me show you. I'm going to find my workbook. Find one workbook. That. Okay, I'm gonna find the one workbook. Okay, I'll find this workbook, for example. I'll find this view. All right. Create a matrix. You see that? You cannot create a matrix because you don't have permission to download the full data of the view. You cannot create a matrix because you don't have permission to download the full data. Actually, this is good. This gives the workbook owner control if the owner allows matrix to be created at all on the view or not. This is a good part of the design. Okay. So come back to this. Again, as a workbook owner, you have a control on your workbook. If you don't allow download full data, then nobody can create a matrix. I know you'll be asking, how about the project level? Well, if you're a project leader, if you lock the project permission, and in that permission set, that's what I'm showing you on my screen. If you take out the download full data permission, then all the content within the project will not have download full data permission, then nothing, no matrix can be created from any of those workbooks in that project. So that is a way you can control at the project level. You'll be asking, can I control from a whole site level? Yes. By default, soon as you upgrade 2020.2, every single site matrix is on. However, you can turn site level off. That's another control you can do as a server admin. Again, 3 levels, controls available for those who are really concerned about cascading permissions challenge. You can turn off at the workbook level, at the project level, even at the site level if you want. Okay, recap. Matrix beautiful, matrix instant, matrix on the phone everywhere. But beware the challenge, the behavior of permission cascading feature that can create potential permission chaoses. So what is the deployment guide from me, from a server admin? Well, depends on your company's data situation on your server. You can go with the default, means just upgrade, let it be. If you are not too concerned with the permission cascading challenge, that's okay with you. Or if you're very concerned, you can turn the matrix off by every single site. Basically, you're not using matrix. Or you go with something in between. That's what I will go. That's what I will recommend to most of server deployment. Go with a balanced approach. What is it? What it means? A couple of steps I'm going to share with you more details in the next few slides. Ask publishers, review and change the download detailed data permission before you turn on the matrix feature for the site or before you upgrade. Do your homework, making sure that the publishers, the users, they turn on, they give this permission seriously. In the past, maybe okay to give that permission, download detailed data, but you need to tell them with a matrix, with the download full data permission, people can create a matrix and share with anyone else without your knowledge, without your approval. Even you don't know who else they're sharing the KPI to. Educate them, ask them to take action before your upgrade or before you turn on the metrics for the site. That is my own approach, my own site. That is one what I'm going to recommend everyone. How do you do this? I'm going to give you more details how to. First, get a list of all the workbooks with download detailed data permission. I'll show you. I can give you this workbook. Let workbook owners review the permission and let them change one by one. And at some point in time, server team or center of excellence team of Tableau needs review to see if it is a reasonable level. Means, I don't know you guys, it may not in my place, if I send this to a lot of thousands of publishers, I don't think half of them will take action, to be honest with you. So I may have to do something else. I may have to do something else and force them to take actions. Only at some reasonable level. And then you turn on it, turn on the metrics or do the upgrade. On my server, I'm giving my screenshot. 2/3 of the views have download full data enabled. And I don't believe truly they don't even know what they are doing. I'll give you this workbook. I'll give you the screenshot of the workbook. It's how to do the join. Have this. Actually, I have this workbook somewhere. There we go. This is a workbook. This will be join. Again, I will share this workbook. You do the permission join, you'll find out what is a percentage of views or workbooks that has the download for data. Again, in the Postgres table, it's not called download for table, it's called view underlying data column. View underlying data column is the control on the UI download for data. Again, I'll give this workbook out to everyone. Why I say that people using the download for data permission, but they're just doing it more like as an easy option. The reason is that until 19.4, I guess most of us still here, you look at the permission on the server. The viewer does not have filter. This is a template on Tableau server permission, and you cannot define, you cannot change the templates. Of course, you can customize it one by one, but it's a lot of work. So most people take an easy, more like a lazy approach. They just choose interactor template. When they choose interact template, all they intend is give people the interactivity, the filter option. But by default, it includes download for data. That's why it ends up with 2/3 have the download for data. Only those 1/3, those are truly more mature the publishers, they're turn that download for data off. But most others, they don't care, I think, based on what I learned from my place. Well, these things is changing, actually, changing in a better way, actually. From 2020.1 onwards, as you can see from the screenshot at the bottom of my screen, the view template is including the filtering option. Now the action is educate yourself, educate your publishers in the future, choose the view versus Explorer. Of course, if you're on 2020.1 or newer. Only choose Explorer if they truly want people to create metrics, if they truly want people to download for data. Otherwise, the view template should be good enough for regular interactors. All right. Again, I'm putting this together. I'm repeating myself, I know it. Action before turn on metrics, turn off download for data permission. If you are really concerned about the KPI being shared to too many other people to avoid potential data security chaoses. That is the key takeaway. Everyone should be thinking, All right, move on. Next one's the relatively easier part, which is how to monitor the metrics on the server. There's a new background task. It's called update all metrics on the view. It runs frequently. This is what behind the scene to do the refresh of metrics. You can also see the metrics usage very nicely, same as a view usage, workbook usage very nicely. This is a very nice design. I'm sure you'll be asking how to do the Postgres join. I'm going to show you the Postgres. You can join the metrics with project, with sites, with the view, and with workbook. Not automation, but the view. That's a key thing I highlighted here. There's no view ID actually in the metrics. There is, but the one is not used by Tableau. So the way I found the join is what I gave you here. Metrics join with a view. Of course, you join a site ID, you join workbook ID, then you join the name of the view. I think that's good enough. Think about once you join the site ID and the workbook ID, basically same workbook. Within the same workbook, you cannot have duplicate of name, I guess, of the view. So that should be good enough. I show you the workbook. It will be something like this. Not this one, this one. So this is the workbook that get the metrics, join with projects, join with site, join with workbook. More important, join with a view table. Okay, join with a view. Okay, when you join with a view, is a view name versus connect view name in a matrix. Do not use the view ID. You will not find anything. View ID I see is always blank. I don't know why, but it is the way it is. All right, that's a part. The mainly is a matrix table. That's a main table. There are a few other tables actually, but where's my slide? The main thing is a matrix table. There are a few other tables you will find, but the main thing is on the matrix table. All right, I'm gonna do some recap. I started with QA very quick. What controls admin has? Of course, you can turn off by site, but you cannot turn off metrics on the server. Whole server, you cannot turn off. As soon as you upgrade 2020.2, it's on and always on. We talked about earlier, you are able to turn off at the site level. Go to the settings. And again, only the server admins can turn this off. Site admin, they cannot turn off. Can I turn off metrics at the project level? The answer is yes and no, but it's not really yes, but if you lock the project permission and uncheck download full data permission at the project level, then that's off. Can do the same thing at the workbook level. Uncheck download full data permission at the workbook level. It will turn off metrics for that workbook. When I say turn off, means that you cannot create a new metrics anymore. However, for the metrics being created before you change the permission, those metrics will continue to stay, although they cannot be refreshed anymore. Okay, it does not delete any metrics. Tableau server, I've not seen any function with delete the metrics, to be honest with you. Even you turn off at the project level, the existing metrics will stay. And there are a few other things server admins can control as a configuration part, how often refresh for the live connection, and how many times failure in the rule before email alert will be sent out to the metrics owner. And of course, how many times in the rule failures before this is little over a week for hourly refresh. You have a control before suspended, how many failures in a row. All right, those are good controls that admins have. Let me do a recap. Metrics, love it. It's an easy, quick KPI for everywhere, especially on the phone. Creating metrics is actually a publishing process. This is very similar as the ask data you want to publish to a server. Very similar. You need to be a publisher set rule, and also you need to have a project publish too before a metric can be created. Of course, there are a few other things, for example, full data download and embedded password and no user filter. So as metrics is created, it becomes an independent object. Independent permissions is the key behavior and also means cascading permission challenges. To deal with these challenges, you can turn off metrics at the site level. If you lock the project at the project level and at the workbook level, mainly by removing the download for data permissions to avoid potential chaos. All right, with this, I have 15 minutes for questions and answers. All right. Thank you, Matt and Ryan. You guys answered so many other questions already. All right, there are 5 more questions open in the QA. Let me start answering these questions. Okay. What if permissions are not managed by the Explorer or Creator? How metrics will be helpful in managing the security? What if metrics are not managed by Explorer or by Creator? How metrics will be helpful in managing the security? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what this. Well, one way is that permission can be managed like subscriptions. Follows the view permission. That's another way. I don't know what's the best way. This needs a good discussion. Say, what if Explorer or Creator does not have a full permission on changing the permission? What if Explorer or Creator does not have full permission to change the permission? I'm not quite sure what this question. To be honest with you, at this point in time, the metrics owner has full control of the metrics permission. I'm not quite sure this answer. I'm not very clear, sorry, about the questions asked, to be honest with you. All right, Arnold, can metrics show a trend on the API or is just a snapshot of a current value? Yes, if the metrics, I probably did not demo this part. If a matrix is based on like this, okay, did not show. If the matrix is based on a view that has a date, it will be something like that, trend from the matrix. It's more than that, actually. Also on the phone, you can do better. On the phone, actually, you can do a comparison of historical versus current, something like that. Actually, pretty fancy, pretty good. Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't have, I forgot to demo this piece. Stephen, if a matrix is cascading to someone without permission to see all the data in the original workbook, yes, that's the case. Can the new user that was allowed to see the matrix then be able to see the data behind it, or just metrics? That's a good question. Just metrics. Okay. If a matrix is cascading to someone that does not have the original view access at all, and that user only sees the matrix, not anything beyond. Yeah, that's a good question. Good clarification question. Thank you. Bob. Question about matrix refresh. I'm using Hyper API to publish extracts. Okay. Not using the server refresh function. Does that make difference? Ah, very good question. If server does not refresh your extracts, if you're using the API, actually, I don't know the answer. I never tested. If you're using the API, Hyper API, so even you are not using a task at all on the server, you are getting your extracts outside Tableau and just pushing it to server. I don't believe the server knows its extracts was refreshed. I don't believe the metrics will be refreshed, but I don't know for sure. I did not test this. Based on my understanding, I don't think that's smart enough. But I may be wrong. I don't know if Matt or Ryan, you guys know this. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I'm also not 100% certain. But unless there's a refresh extract job, which I don't think there is when you publish the extracts, that it's going to operate on the live connection timer system. It will still keep checking them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Got it answered. Yeah, feel free. We do have a few more minutes. Just submit your questions by clicking the Q&A button. Is a matrix just a number or can be any chart? And now is what you see. The number can be a little bit chart. I don't know, Matt, you guys will run, you guys want to talk further. What will be the next generation of matrix?
I mean, right now, it's just the number or the chart over time. We're definitely looking into other visualizations that we could do for the chart.
Thank you. That's a good question. It's a great answer. Can metrics being created on the live connection? Yes. Metrics can be created on the view as long as the view has download for data allowed permission set. The view definitely can have live connection to your data source. Okay. And then if that's the case, the metrics refreshes hourly by default, although you can change as a server admin how often you want to refresh the metrics. The answer is yes, it can be created from a live connection views. All right. I think we got to the bottom of all the open questions. Okay, can be more, Eric? Are publishers notified when people create the metrics of their chart? No, hopefully, yes, but unfortunately. Can they vet them? No, you don't have a control. No, those are very good questions, Eric. You are thinking what I'm thinking. Okay. Eric's question is, I have a workbook. I'm a publisher. I gave access to someone who just created a matrix. Can I be notified? No. Today is no such feature. Can I have any influence on it? No. Today you may even not have visibility. If the matrix owner does not give a publisher, the owner of workbook, the permission, you even don't see it from the connected view. Connected matrix, I mean, you even don't know it even exists. What if one user create a matrix that is tied to all people who smoke, but this data is already filtered to only males who smoke? Correct. You are right. The matrix owner can create any matrix available in the view, as long as it's a measure available in the view. You don't have control. If you are a workbook owner, you are out of control. Ryan, you tell me if I'm wrong. That's how I read it.
You're correct.
Eric, hopefully I answered these questions. I know you may not feel comfortable. I think you and I were on the same boat. That's why review this is what I share with you, okay? You gotta review these steps I'll show you again, okay? For those who really did not get me, get workbook and show the list of workbooks with download detailed data permissions enabled today. Send them out to each publisher, each owner of this workbook. Ask them to review seriously and make changes on the permission before you turn that matrix on for the site to avoid potential chaoses. Seriously. And I will give you this workbook that will help you to understand which workbook has download full data permission enabled. In my server, I did my assessment, 2/3. I also share the reason why it's so high. I even don't believe 20% should be this way, but many people just go with easy permission thing. Okay. All right. Visha, can metrics be created only from graphic? I don't think can only be by graphic. I think you can create a matrix even from a table. Let me try. I never tried it before. It's a great question. I think it should be able to from. Do I have anything from table? Let me see. I have this one. Looks like I have table. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can create a matrix. Yeah. Did you select something? I don't have measure here. Select a marker. Where's my marker? Say the ID.
ID might be a string. You can create a metric off of any mark that has a numeric measure associated with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it does not have to be a chart as long as there's a numerical number. This will be similar as a data-driven alert, I guess. Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. Great question. What's my next question? It's alive. Vishanu. Can we create a matrix for data extract jobs? Can we create a matrix for data extract jobs? What do you mean? What do you guys think, Ryan, Matt, of this question?
You can create a metric off of a workbook that has a data extract data source, certainly, if that's what he's asking, for sure.
Has to be a workbook view. The starter point of metrics, the entry point, it has to be a view or customer view of a workbook. If your workbook is for the extract jobs, yes. Okay. Thank you. Can you please share that workbook to find out the permission of the workbook from Postgres database? Yes, I will. And I will share the workbook again in the Tableau community together with where the recording will be. Let me pin everyone again for the location. You can actually get it by yourself if you follow me. Okay, go to Tableau community, forums, server admin forums, and go further down the right side. There is one section highlighted here. It's only for our recording. Okay, this recording. This weekend, I'll make this recording available. I always write a summary, just like last time I always write a summary. After that, in my summary, I don't like this one. Something in my summary, I also attach my slides, my workbooks used today. Okay, I always do so. After the, of course, recording is also here. Okay. Again, I'll pin everyone again. The location, you should bookmark that view. That's very useful. Okay, this is recording. Okay, recording will be here together with TWB this weekend. How about that? All right, let me see if we have any other open questions. Lost my question. Okay, wait here. Yeah. It's my Visha. Does the detail who access metrics or created in metadata? Who has access to metrics? You may know Matt or Ryan. I have not got that part yet. I'm assuming it's yes, but I have not got that part yet. Ryan or Matt, do you know if the permission tables have the metrics permission already? I'm assuming yes, but I myself I have not tried either yet.
The table has the metrics permissions. I'm not sure I totally understand the question.
They're asking, can they tell who has permission to access the metric or actually who has accessed?
I will assume is who has access to metrics. Is that data in the Postgres database? I'm assuming it is yes in the permission databases.
I mean, whoever has access to the workbook should have used the,
yeah, that we should just clarify the question. I mean, who has access to metrics in the past, so we know in the metric changes, so we approach them. In the past, you are joking. Tableau permission does not keep history. Okay, you cannot tell who had the permission in the past. Tableau permission even does not have a timestamp. You cannot tell when who made the permission changes, period, today. No matter it's metrics permission or workbook permission. You can only tell permission right now. So you may be able to tell metrics permission for now, but you cannot tell who had the permission in the past. There's no way. That's a different thing, Isha. Good question. All right. I know this is a feedback I gave to Tableau a while back. Just permission is history is not there. Who has viewed the metrics? Oh, you talk about metrics usage. That's different. If you talk about who has viewed the metrics in the past, that's on the usage. I believe that should be in the HTTP request table, but I have not verified. Ryan, what do you think?
I'm double checking right now, but Matt may know.
I think those API, I think those API calls are going to be recorded in the HTTP request table, but
again,
100%.
What
I believe is accessing a metric as an API call to this portal and in the HTTP log.
So it should be in the HTTP request table. I'm assuming it should be there. Agree.
Yes, I assume so.
Okay. But again, be very careful with me because if I don't verify, I cannot tell you. Tableau is sometimes a word. Answer a few questions. Thomas Cook. What about creating a matrix from a published data source? You cannot do that, unfortunately. Only from a view of the workbook. I thought a history event may capture the permission changes. Tell me how to find the permission changes in historical event. It's not there. I know this for sure. If you have two environments, then can we migrate the matrix from one environment to another? You don't want to migrate the matrix because matrix is too simple. No, I don't think you want to migrate the matrix. Just ask them to recreate. Recreate is so simple, so easy. Can a matrix created from a workbook? From Ask Data, yes. As long as the workbook, no matter the workbook was created by Ask Data or not, as long as the workbook view with right permission, with everything, can be created a matrix. Hey, Mark, nice presentation. I'm not able to open the share link. Which one the share link? I'll try to give you. Okay. I don't know why you cannot open the share link. This community link. My schedule had a webinar start at 1 p.m. at the East Coast. Okay, got it. Thank you. I think we're 2 minutes after this link. Well, yeah, you're not able to open this link is there. I don't know why you cannot open that link. I posted. I don't know. You have to figure out that way. Unfortunately, I cannot help. I verified link is correct. What else I can say? Sorry. I think it's top of the hour, 3 minutes past. Ryan or Matt, any comments, final comments you want to add about this before we close this?
No, I thought this was great, and really thanks, Mark, for letting Matt and me to attend. Really fun answering all these questions, and this is exactly the kind of feedback and info we want for a new feature.
Okay, I got last question from Taryn. I'm a site admin, but I don't see metrics in the toolbar. You are site admin, you don't see a metrics. Well, maybe the server is different version. You have to be on 2020.2 version. That's one. The second one is that the site had to be turned on. The metrics by default is on. Okay. Let me see. Great job. You guys answer all the questions. Enjoy join group. Okay. Thank you. You're more than welcome. I think let's close this. Thank you very much for your participation. It's always a fun that to learn from each other. Talk to you next month. If anyone has anything want to share, present to this group, please let me know. You can find my email somewhere here at the beginning as well. Okay, you can find my email from here. All right. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe. Enjoy Tableau metrics. Bye. Thank you, Matt and Ryan.